Hello again. So, while Jason and I were recording earlier today, we were talking about several things, and one of them was, the vertical speed indicating arrow is not working. So, why don't we just get it wired up today? So, I hopped into an E11 right now. I'm about to power it up. There we go.
Oral unit, okay.
When you are still, it is hidden behind there. It's happy, it's
Synchronizing
quiet.
onboard computer with portable device.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 120 people, run them from Parks by State Airport underneath the radar until I'm close enough to Deois to be east of the airport. Airport, passenger terminal. And I'm just going to show you that the E11's needle's working happily. Passenger transfer, open, load, VDEO, and I should be loading 120, there we go. I can close the cargo bay doors. Pardon me. Let's see, set it up so I am flying at 300 meters so I don't wake up air traffic control because they can't see me. Let's fly this heading.
Positive rate.
And you can see the vertical speed indicator coming to life. High. Thank you. Okay, let's start a slow turn towards
Don't sink.
the airport.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
Nice and simple.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. 500.
Come on, be
Don't sink.
good little autopilot. Catch up to what I want. Thank you. Player portal. Zoom in on the world, you'll see that I am trying to come up here and I want to come in on this row here so that I can tell ATC I'm departing to the east and actually get up, let them see me. Let them tell me to fly heading at 90, I'll go, thank you, I'll fly that 90, and then last moment I'll all of a sudden drop back down and they'll say, lost radar contact. Which one? Yeah, this radar contact, I'll be landing. But that counts as not violating air traffic control. Because they think they know what I'm doing. Yes, the heart beats up because I'm fearful because I am flying this close to the ground. I'll admit I'm scud running, I'm doing stupid things. Stupid things are what kill you, right? But they also get you where you want to go faster sometimes.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
I thought I'd seen the airport by now, but you know, it's obviously just scummy out here.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Love the airport with the city.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
There's the farm that's right close to the edge of the city.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay, let's just hover down and
500.
land.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Store. Store. Don't sink. Don't sink. Store. Store. Pull up.
I can
100.
just make out a little of the lights of the
50,
city.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay. Departure control.
Good evening, departure. USV people mover heavy.
We're going to climb up to about 600 meters, maybe 700. 600 is probably going to be enough to clear.
USV people M over heavy. Deois departure. Good
Depart
evening.
to the east.
USV people mover heavy. Is an E11. 7 west. Departing to the east. People M over heavy. You are cleared for liftoff. Heading 110. Radar vectors orbit. Cleared for dust off.
Well, they think it's
Heading
windier than I do.
110. People mover heavy.
Positive rate. Speed alive.
People M over heavy. Radar contact. 7 kilometers west.
There's the city. It is pretty scummy out here.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Don't sink. Don't sink. Sink rate.
And we're going to get lost from radar contact in about
Don't sink.
10 more seconds. You can see the vertical speed indicator going down, down, down,
Pull up.
and leveling out.
Store. Store. 10.
People them over heavy. Radar contact lost. 1 kilometer south. Radar services terminated. Frequency change approved.
Okay, I still need to kick the passengers out. Unload. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, I was flying with a lot of money. I don't like flying with money. Oh well. I forgot to deposit last time I was in the city. Let's deposit all. Deposit A. Oh well. Okay. Now, let's load up some more passengers. Let's go to the daylight side. Loading. VABE. That's an N. Bill, that's an N. VABE. Okay, they say they're going to Abe. They're all ticketed. There are 120 of them. Close the doors. Turn the landing light on. Departure west.
Deois departure. USV people move for heavy. USV people them over heavy. Deois departure. USV people move for heavy. Is an E11. 1 kilometer south. Departing to the west.
Select VABE bill. Actually, I need to
People them over heavy. You are cleared for dust off. Initial heading 260. Radar vectors lofty. Cleared for dust off. Heading 260. People move for heavy.
All the way up to max. And they said 260, so... 280, 270, 260.
Positive rate.
Auto flight on.
Speed alive.
People them over heavy.
Don't sink.
Radar contact. 1 kilometer south.
Raise the gear.
People them over heavy. Turn right, heading 280. Heading 280. People move for heavy.
You obviously heard the command for 280, so that's what we're going to fly. I am going to shut the autopilot off completely. Raise the nose up to 30 degrees.
over heavy. Make the heading 290.
Thank you for turning me in the
Heading
direction I want to actually
290.
go.
People mover heavy.
And I am out of this area.
People M over heavy. You're leaving the terminal area.
And I'm almost catching up with
Frequency
the sun.
change approved.
I'm flying into a sunset. Well, since I'm going faster than the sun setting, I'll fly into a reverse sunrise. I don't know. Tell me what you call it. I know about the cabin pressure. Flight in A4, but it'd be a lot longer because you'd have to first climb up and hold your altitude and wait for the pressure to equalize, like we did that video 3 ago, I guess it was.
Storm.
I am pretty much at the upper edge of the atmosphere. Let's go to wings level here. Come on. And get my sunglasses on. Okay, and now let's climb like we mean it by pressing and holding the F9. Well, I have a key lock on my joystick. And I'm using the side thrust to line myself up perfectly with where I want to go. And gas is good, undercarriage is good. The MFD warning disappeared because we're no longer venting out the atmosphere. It's 1 millibar a second. And we're back under below the warning level. And I am going to get above 120 when I hit that altitude. I don't want to be that high. So let's give it a couple seconds and see how high we're actually going to be. Oh, hey, 124. That's not too bad. You can take a look at the flight that we took so far. I mean, we took off at Bi-States. We flew up here, we flew there, we came in, we landed right about there, took off, flew under ATC, landed, did the turn, and now we're accelerating rapidly. And yes, we are going all the frickin' way out here. Should probably put a log function in here to make it so that it's a little less sensitive than needle, but I think think that'll probably be version 2 of the gauge. Make it so that it goes like 1 is here, 2's here, 4, then 8. Yeah, that's all happening within 100 meters a second. That's a little too sensitive. The first little bit's good, but it needs to get coarser as it gets further and further from center. I'll talk to Jason, and that'll probably be version 2 of this gauge. Let's see, 5 kilometers. We're getting close to orbital speed. And we're above orbital speed.
Reverse thrust.
Okay, gas, good. Undercarriage, good. MFD and the engines are set for reverse, which is the direction I'm going to need them next. Well, power is set for reverse. That's a pretty good view of the Terminator there. I'm gonna open up an old version of Paint Shop Pro that I still have. Paste the first image that I captured. And I think this might actually be a better image for this video. Yeah, that's a good screenshot for this video. Okay, F5. Yeah. Oh, looks like I can take my sunglasses off. And let's see. How long until we get there? You guys don't need to sit here for 11 minutes, do you? I can pause you and I'll catch you up when I'm starting my descent. Well, I gave it a couple minutes. Well, as you can see, it's been about, I think, down to 10 minutes, and now it's down to 3, and I'm about to start putting the brakes on. Actually, I don't want to start just yet. I want to wait until I am about 1100. Maybe a little less, because I am fairly light. I can fly like an airplane. that scale towards the outside edges or something. South, aren't we? So we don't have to do any creative maneuvers to line up with the ILS. And I don't want to be descending quite so fast yet. Side thrust in to push me further south still. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now let's tip that nose down. To trim my nose up a little bit. So let's start that going up while we're getting into the air. Gas, undercarriage, MFD, power, yes.
Forward thrust.
Did not need to slow down quite this much. So what Jason have to say for himself, huh? Sure. We should be just about to the point where we're gonna start getting some lift from the wings.
Best lead alive.
Let's see what Jason has to say. He can do the math adjustment, okay. Let's flip it to heading. And let's start moving off just a little more.
Passing sound barrier.
Okay. Let's bring it to west. On a good path here. Well, I need to get, VABE set is the next thing I'm going to activate. Gas, undercarriage, MFD power. There. It's the outer marker. Still a 90-degree angle on the ILS. So let's take this all the way to about 40 degrees, then cut it in on 30, and use a 30-degree closing to try and keep it so that we can actually have a nice lineup. Harder turn in a couple seconds. I think I'm going to do a harder turn in a little bit. I want to be a little further south for lining up. Now that that's on the map, let's go to that. That's different. You see the difference between that point and that point? that's gonna eventually get to where I want to be lined up with. Okay, let's turn 10 degrees to the right. Another 10. Down to the ground a little faster. Well, it's an approach altitude. If I was to fly straight at the ILS right now, I would, or at the outer marker, I would capture it in a good condition. So let's turn in a fair amount. Okay. Gas, yes. Undercarriage going down. MFD. Yes. Power. I'm happy. Keep turning. So that it will capture the ILS. Raise that nose.
Isn't great.
Yeah, I know. Come on. Okay, let's hold this altitude. Fairly good quartering left wind. You can see some farms up there.
Localizer alive. Flight slope alive.
Down a little bit more, didn't we? Come on, capture for me.
3,000.
Just a touch more to make it so I can descend a little faster. Obviously, runway's in sight. Well, in sight before the middle marker.
$500.
There's the middle marker.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Minimums, minimums. Pull up
I
100.
actually want to land to the right of the runway in case somebody comes
Stall.
sneaking up behind
Stall.
me.
Localizer alive. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Passenger terminal. Unload. Yay, okay, I'm gonna post this, guys.